Okay. Yes, I'm back for now. Yes, welcome everybody to a pop-up episode of Downright Sports. I am your host, Brent Reid. The Notorious Sports Critic has returned, have not spoken to a live microphone since May. Early May, like the first week of May, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we weren't even, the NBA wasn't even the swing of things, but this is the first time you guys ever heard the show. Welcome to Downright Sports. I am your host, Brent Reid, the Notorious Sports Critic, if you will. This is a sports show, talk to you guys by a sports fan, basically giving you the perspective of what a sports fan should think, not a fanboy, which a lot of sports fans are kind of turning into. The new, the defenders, if you will, of the athlete for some strange reason. Like, every sports fan now can relate to these athletes. You just don't understand like you do. Calm down, okay? Calm down, because you don't. All right. If you're listening for the first time here, you can catch all episodes of Downright Sports. You can download the podcast on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google Play, Spotify, Anchor, and anywhere else anywhere on any major podcasting platform. Easy for me to think than say. Also, you can listen to Downright Sports on these radio stations. At its home, at the new call letters of DJ Chase Radio, WDJC BD DJ Chase Radio. You can listen to episodes on throughout the week, but new episodes air on Wednesdays. You can also listen to Downright Sports every Thursday at its original home, DynastyRadioNY.com. On Thursdays at 8 o'clock. You can also listen on Saturdays at Track Radar Radio at 3 o'clock, at Fab 94.5, The Hits at 8 a.m. And now its new home, I think they needed a sports show, at She Real Radio. Oh, yeah, I got a lot of avenues, which I'm proud of. I'm happy. The show is in different places. So yeah, the new home, Sundays on She Real Radio for Downright Sports. So I've been away purposely. I stepped away, took some time to, get my juices flowing again, and kind of missed this a little bit. And trust me when I tell you, there have been a lot of days I was like, I need to get to the microphone. I got to get in the studio. I got to get in the Downright Sports studio. I need to do that now. I need to get in and rant, rave, and, just go off. What almost made me get back in, I think Darren, my boy Darren hit me. It was like, I know you're going to talk about this on Downright Sports. I need to hear this. And never replied back to him. Because if I did, I would have got back in. My uncle nobody knew other than when I told Allie, my fiance, at 7 o'clock before dinner, I think I'm going on the air. And my Uncle Sterling actually was texting me like, yo, where's the show? And I'm just like, nah, he'll be happily surprised that I just dropped an episode. And I normally record on Tuesdays. And I was going to record last night, and I was just worn out. I was like emotionally worn out. So I pushed it back, and I said, I'll do one today. Like, it was a last minute decision, but let's get into it, okay? So what pushed me? What pushed me to come back and jump the gun, because my return show was going to be next month. But what made me jump the gun? So the NBA season just ended. And if you've heard my show before, a large chunk of my airtime is discussing the NBA, because the NBA intrigues me. The NBA is, it's a constant drama, and it seems like more and more now, where in years past, the NBA offseason was just that, the off season. Where now it looks like they're creating storylines as if Tony Khan and Vince McMahon are somewhere in the back offices writing the storylines to how do we keep the NBA relevant. We already know that the NFL, they refuse to allow the news cycle to. The NFL is like the old British Empire. The sun will never set on the NFL. The NBA season ended. We have a new, if you have been under a rock, there's a new NBA champion, the Golden State Warriors, in which I think, if I go back in my archives, I think I actually picked them before Christmas break because they were hot. And I was like, ooh, I would not be shocked if Golden State won it all because they have a team built to win it all. The Golden State Warriors have a veteran team. Veteran teams normally are built to win NBA championships. And the Golden State winning is perfect. I am actually, my big return show is actually going to be my top 15 players in the league currently and teams that we need to start viewing as the teams that define an era. We all know LeBron James was the chosen one. He was the difference. He was drafted in 2003. We were to expect so much from him. And I think he's achieved so much. But at the end of the day, true accomplishments come down to winning. When you perform in sports, you're measured in winning. You say with this new revisionist of what the new modern athlete has left you to believe that mediocrity is a level of success. Where when Jordan retired and him winning 6 championships was the measuring stick. Nobody paid attention to Bill Russell, which is disgraceful, and I crowed about it to anybody that would listen when I started learning about the history of the game. But because people's favorites, people's idols, people's heroes are not living up to the standards, now people want to rewrite the rules. Oh, no. It's okay if he doesn't really win a championship. It's really okay if, a guy joins a super team and he's really not the reason why they won the championship. He was just a piece. So Golden State winning in the post-KD era is huge for this team. That core group of guys, Green, Curry, Thompson, they have four with the same team, the same coach, the same staff. The only thing they have brought in this, and you can throw in Iguodala, who's got 4 also, and has been a part of that franchise, has been a key part. Iguodala, for those of you that think he came into the NBA yesterday, that guy was teammates with Allen Iverson in the early 2000s. That's how long he's been in the league. That's how impactful he has been. We thought that him and AI, that pairing would be good enough, but he is that veteran voice they needed when they first did this thing. So now we look at Golden State back at the top of the mountain, the top team, the team who should the Boston Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks. You can kind of throw in the Dallas Mavericks a little bit. You could throw in the Atlanta Hawks. You could definitely throw in the Memphis Grizzlies. Teams who have decided we're going to build through the draft. We're going to find core guys. We're going to find young coaches. Or we're going to find different like-minded coaches. And we're going to make sure we build, coddle, and keep comfortable these players and build championships. If you look at the teams who find themselves in the finals, find themselves winning championships, take the bubble Lakers out of it. They won the championship, but realistically, take the bubble Lakers out of it. You got Golden State. First you had Toronto. You had Golden State, Toronto, which was a core group. All they did was add one piece, and then he dipped out, deuces. But then you have the Milwaukee Bucks. You have, I know they didn't win, but you have Boston, Dallas, Memphis, all these teams who have built up through the draft, teams that aren't sexy locations for free agents, and they're finding themselves as being the teams others need to beat. You can kind of throw Miami in there, but I think they're about to age out. Honestly, I think this was their year, and they blew it. So that brings me to this season that we just saw. This was probably one of the most disappointing seasons. And I've heard more excuses, whether it's First Take, whether it's Get Up, whether it's Twitter, whether it's people to my face. I've heard more people can find more excuses why Kevin Durant can't win, why Kyrie Irving can't win, why LeBron can't win, why the people who are supposed to win can't. So funny. This generation of fans of basketball players like to look at the older generation and go, you just don't understand. Your days was easy. You tell Isaiah Thomas it was easy when you would go through the lane and cats would just lay you out and the ref wouldn't even call anything. You tell Jordan Magic, you tell Bird, whose career was cut short because of the brutality of the age. And calm down. I understand every game wasn't like a scene from 300, but the game was different. It was hand checking. It was more physical, definitely, than what it is now. What Draymond Green did in the finals to ruffle the Boston Celtics, calm down. Because Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dr. J, Kevin McHale, Ron Artest, shit, all these guys used to talk smack to get under their guy's skin. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they did. All Draymond Green did, who talks more crap about the old school, was channel the old school because his game does not transition in a way to where if Steph Curry ain't scoring, Klay Thompson ain't scoring, and I know we got the new kid in Poe and Wiggins, but kind of, sort of, if like they had to rely on Draymond to be the leader and the scorer, that's not his job. That's not his position. That's not his title. He has that old school player mentality. We know what Draymond's there for: the rebound and the assist, the trash talking, the ruffling the feathers. That's what he's designed for. That's what makes him great. That's what made guys in the past better. But back to my point, in the old days, the player that was supposed to win a championship won a championship. Like, it was, you could etch in player name on team and that team was going to be better. But the excuses that we keep making, and then the fact that you can't criticize these delicate players is the craziest thing. It really is. Like, it's the craziest thing. I listened to CJ McCullough and JJ Redick lose their mind because Stephen A. Smith was like, I don't know why Russell Westbrook's at this press conference when the Lakers literally are actively trying to get rid of him. The Lakers are a day away from LeBron, like, he's got to go. Like, that's where he is. The Lakers are, he's got to go. Like, that's what's happening here, okay? And they just went off. Oh, how dare you speak about us? We are anointed basketball players. Like, dude, calm down. You're playing basketball, which is a great sport. You're one of the top 1% players. But at the end of the day, Russell Westbrook had a terrible career season. Now, I love Westbrook. I would take him in a heartbeat. I hope the Knicks don't get him because that would be the end of his career. But I think Russ just had a bad season. I think it was for the first time since he left OKC, there were expectations, realistic expectations, and it just got to him. I think another year. I think Phil Jackson and those guys is right. They need to leave him. And maybe it's not Russell. Maybe it's, I mean, him missing shots is on him. But we got to say, playing with LeBron, there's a lot of pressure. There's a pressure to win. There's a pressure to perform. There's a pressure to contribute at a high level. Like, it's not easy playing with a guy on LeBron's caliber. So you got to kind of give him give him a mulligan. Just give a guy a mulligan, okay? Lord knows we give LeBron James enough mulligans. Oh, no, Brent, he's got 4 championships. But Steph has 4 now, too. And we're looking at a situation where if he wins next year, that's 5. That puts him in rare company. That puts him in companies of the Kuzis and the Magics and the Duncans and the Jordans and who else has 5? The Russells. Like, it's not many guys who have led teams to 5. It's not a lot. And let me say this again. There are not a lot of guys who have led teams to 5. Bird's only got 3. Olajuwon's only got 2. Kobe's got 5. It was a close one, but Kobe's got 5. Hell, Jay, for all of you that think it was so easy to win in the old days, James West played with Wilt Chamberlain. They got 1. Elgin Baylor was also on those teams. That's 3 Hall of Famers. They got 1. 2. I think they got 2. Either way, it wasn't that easy as you guys seem to think it is. Dr. J has 1. That's it. It's not a lot of guys who got 5 that led their team. There are a lot of guys who sat on the bench and were contributors, but not a lot that got 5. So this past season, as I was saying before, was disappointing. It was like I didn't watch any of the playoffs. I would start watching it, but it was boring. No game was wire to wire. All the games were blowouts. By the fourth quarter, a team was up by 20 and would win by 10. Like, yawn. Like, who wants to see that? And that's because the competition is mediocre. Well, Brent, can you say that? They put more teams in the playoffs. Like, calm down. They put more teams in the playoffs for money. I think it's time to lessen. Cut the fat. Like, I like the play-in games, but it should just be the top 5 teams. That's it. Top 5 from the East, top 5 from the West. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or top 6. Something like that. Because we're reaching a point now where we are getting situations where either it's just a straight blowout or it's just not close. Like, it really isn't. It's just not close at all. I was so disappointed. I don't think I watched any of the finals from first quarter to fourth quarter. And realistically, I haven't done. Last year I did because Milwaukee and Phoenix was a good series. But the last couple of finals has been since Golden State and Cleveland, who were pulling the John Cena and Randy Orton rivalry back to back. It hasn't been good. Like, it hasn't. It's just been yawn. Like, it's been yawn after yawn after yawn. So you take a look. You take a look at how the NBA is shaping up so far. We're looking at the 2022-2023 season. The draft is Thursday, and a lot of decisions some teams need to make. The new thing that has popped up is, should the Lakers and some other teams go after Kyrie Irving? I honestly think somebody needs to take it. Brooklyn doesn't want him. You say what you want. And if I was Kevin, and people can make up all these excuses if they want to, but Kyrie played in the playoffs. So did Kevin Durant, and they were healthy, and they got swept. So it's clear that you just can't take 2 great players, and as great as they are, and put them on a team with a bunch of once was, and think you're just going to win an NBA championship. It don't happen that way. If I'm Brooklyn, honest to God, if I'm Brooklyn, I trade Kyrie Irving, and maybe, if I can, I look to see if I can move Kevin Durant. Because you're not winning with them. They're not winning the championship. I'm going to say it now. I'm going to say it until the end of next year. The Brooklyn Nets will not win an NBA championship as constructed right now. James Harden, who went to Philly, and basically turned into a turtle, even was like, I gotta get out of here. And I know you're like, well, they got Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons didn't do anything when he was playing. He did nothing while not playing. I doubt he's gonna do something next year. I doubt it. That team is just disgusting. That team is a true definition of what the NBA, unfortunately, is turning into, just over-titled players who think they don't have to. When you have guys like Golden State that bust their butt and look to win. Boston bust their butt, look to win. Milwaukee, if Milwaukee has Chris Middleton, it's a different playoff. But bust their butt, look to win. Memphis, Phoenix. There are too many better teams than when we seem to look at LA and Brooklyn as these are the teams we should be putting championship bets on. No. I thought it was absurd when Vegas gave Brooklyn the finals. They were the team picked to win the finals because Kyrie Irving finally could play. Kyrie can finally play. They weren't winning on the road with him. Kyrie Irving is a fantastic talent. He's a fantastic individual basketball player. As a team basketball player, though, he is not. And you can say what you will, but LeBron keeps who he wants. And he chose not to find a way to keep Kyrie. Now, maybe now he'll take him. Maybe. But I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. Anyway, this is Downright Sports, and we are back for a pop-up episode. Thank you for listening. If you're watching on Facebook Live, I appreciate it. I can't see that far anymore because I'm just old and fat. But I think I can use my phone to see. I think that's Miss Ella who wrote something. I think. Can I not see my live feed on my phone? My Facebook was acting wonky, guys. I gotta wrap this up. I gotta go to the next segment. But I think that's Miss Wilson. I think that's what that is. Oh wait, I found my one. There's my live feed. Yeah, it is Miss Wilson. Hey, Miss Wilson. So we'll be back. We're gonna take a quick break. When we return, we're gonna touch. I'm gonna rant some more. It's time to burn the forest down. I gotta purge the world of sports before the show comes back for season 3. I'm doing it in seasons. It's weird. I really am. I'm doing it in seasons. I don't get it. I don't get what I'm doing. All right, we'll be back with more Downright Sports. Ch-ch-ch.